What if I told you a little secret? A secret to building a clientele, a secret to maintaining a clientele. Well, we all know in Paul Mitchell that success unshared is failure, so I would never keep that secret to myself. My name's Chelsea Shields, international trainer and artist for John Paul Mitchell Systems, and I'm excited to share with you how I've built a clientele 3 different times, how I've maintained it, and how I stay booming and busy behind the chair. So I'd love to start with just a little story about how my career got started and how I learned to build a clientele. The first salon I worked for was owned by a former Vidal Sassoon hairstylist, and we would host a model call every Monday where models would come in and we would give complimentary haircuts in exchange for their time and their hair. And that was the first glimpse of building a clientele, was meeting those models every Monday and really working to rebook their next visit or have them spread the word about the quality of haircuts that we offered. Moving into the second salon I worked for, I kind of moved into an already established clientele situation, although I did had to build some clientele on my own, and I did that too by advertising complimentary haircuts. Back then I had little postcards printed that had my information, and I would take existing guests that I really clicked with, that just seemed like my people, and I would express to them how much it would mean for them to refer their friends in to me. And I offered a referral program at that time as well, and that built a clientele probably within 3 months. I worked at that salon for several years. I was booked 6 to 8 weeks in advance solid, and with a waiting list, and then I decided to move 1,000 miles away from everyone and everything I knew, and I came to Phoenix, Arizona, where I had the lovely task of building yet again another clientele. And it was especially challenging this time because I left a full clientele behind and I was moving to a place where I didn't know a soul. So I was truly starting from absolute and utter scratch. And so I had a conversation with the salon owner that ended up hiring me, and I asked her to run an ad for me. So we actually ran an ad in the paper, and I'm from a quite small rural town and then moving to America's 5th largest city. She thought I was crazy running an ad for a complimentary haircut. But I have to say it paid off in huge ways. Fast forward 10 years, 10 years later, I still see some of those guests. Those guests still refer in their friends to me, and it was absolutely life-changing and worked amazing for me. I will say it took closer to a year to build to where I was booked solid, but I really generated enough business to do pretty well after 3 or 4 months. So complimentary haircuts was the way I built, but a bigger piece to that story is, not just that I offered complimentary haircuts, but how I approached that. And that's also what's helped me to maintain my clientele. And that is by simply doing my best. I just finished this book, The 4 Agreements, and coincidentally, the 4th agreement is doing your best. So I thought it'd be fitting to read you guys a little piece that inspired me. I hope it inspires you to do your best, to take every opportunity, and I promise if you do your best, there's no way that anything other than success will follow. So enjoy. Regardless of the quality, keep doing your best. No more and no less than your best. When you do your best, you learn to accept yourself, but you have to be aware and learn from your mistakes, or at Paul Mitchell, we say discoveries. Learning from your mistakes means you practice. Look honestly at the results and keep practicing. This increases your awareness. And lastly, if you do your best always, over and over again, you will become a master of transformation. Practice makes the master, and by doing your best, you become a master. So here's to mastering our craft, to giving our best, and from me to you, wishing you tons of success.